Welcome back, guys, to another episode. I got the camera a little bit adjusted differently for this one. So this video may be a little bit all over the place, mainly because I have been trying to make this video for the last 4 days, and something keeps going wrong. Something wrong with the videos, I keep forgetting something of the sort. So we're going to try to cover everything, we're going to try to get this review done. So yeah, what we are taking a look today is the Bonza kit. I don't know if you can really see that well. I have my beauty ring on mine. Well, that's what I'm calling a beauty sleeve. But yeah, so far I'm actually enjoying my time with it. And of course now the wind wants to pick up. It's actually a pretty good RDA. So before we get too bomb wild and crazy with it, let's go ahead and take a look at packaging. Alright, so here is our Bonza kit. Don't mind the can off over here. But here it is. Okay, yes, I paid $103 out the door. Actually, I got a 10% discount after taxes. And this is my Bonza kit. It tells you everything it comes with. Bonza version 1.5 RDA, Bonza mech mod, instruction manual, spare parts bag, spring, 18650 adapter, user or proper user guidance, and warranty card. And this is compatible with 21700, 2700, and 18650 batteries. I really do like that. It is a hybrid connection mod. So if you do not know battery safety, Ohm's law, and you don't know how to build, especially, don't get this kit. Do not get a tube mod. There's regulated tube mods out there that you can get. You can throw your tank, whatever you like on, and it's safe because it's a regulated mod. It's not a tube mod. So let's go ahead and pull the pretty nice packaging off. This is from designed by the Vaping Bogan and manufactured by Vandy Baby. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and pull that off, set it off to the side, and this is the packaging you get, and this is where the sticker was. And this was actually a display model also, but being a tube mod, you don't have as many problems as you would like the Pulse 80 watt or something else of the sort. And plus it just had this really nice rainbow finish on it, and everything I have is either black or something like that, so this was a very nice piece into my collection, I would say. But this is the tube, and you get the normal sleeve on it here, and that's what it looks like. It is actually a very nice mod. There's the button on the bottom. Mine's a little bit dirty, I've been using it. But yeah, so there's the mod. Here's that beauty ring that I was using in the intro. And then you get a spring for your switch if you don't like magnets. He includes a spring for the spring lovers. And you get a spare set of magnets for the switch also, and I'll show you guys that. And this is the Bonza 1.5 RDA. And after figuring out the builds and everything, I'm actually really starting to like the RDA. It does have that locking feature, so it is easy to twist on and off. O-rings are nice, they come on and off very nicely. Some pretty dry cotton bacon in there. We're actually going to switch that out when we go over more of the RDA. So now, since we showed you guys that part, let's go ahead and show you the bottom. Stick your finger in there and just pull it up. And here you get your user's guide. And I really like that they include this, what your battery should look like. Do not use batteries at all if they have damaged wrap. I mean, these are beyond the point of damaged wrap, holy fuck. But don't use any batteries if they have nicks or anything like that in your wraps. Wraps are very cheap. Just go in, have your local shop or whatever. If you don't know how, just rewrap your batteries and you're back in business. So yeah, it shows you what type of 510s you should be using. Let's go ahead and get that freaking autofocus to work. And it shows you non-protruding, not protruding, and protruding center pin. You want the protruding 510 pin, using it on a hybrid. If it's like any of these, do not use it on this mod. You're going to get a hard short and you will blow your freaking face off. Your warranty card. Then you get your user's manual, which comes in a couple of different languages, tells you a lot of the specs about it, to the switch, the mod, the sleeves, the RDA, and then it tells you what it all comes with, and blah blah blah. And then you get a spare O-ring, which is clear for your sleeve right here, and we'll see that when we split the mod apart. And then you get your baggie of spare parts. So you get a squonk pin, get an Allen key for that squonk pin, you get a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver, different O-rings, you get spare plates right there, as you can see, for the deck of the RDA, and spare grub screws, which are flathead. The ones in here, if you have a big enough flat or Phillips, you can use a Phillips on the grub screws, and you guys will see that. I just use a flathead, and it works perfectly fine for me every time. So yeah, that is packaging. Now let's go ahead and look into the specs of the mod. Alright, now for the tube, let's go ahead and see if we can brighten this up just a little bit here. There we go. For the tube, I actually very do like it. It's a solid connection up here at the top. It does not twist off. That's supposed to help with voltage drop. And then down here is your switch, and split it apart. It splits in the center, which I actually really do like, because you pull it apart, your battery sits in this little cup here, so you can't just drop your battery out. And if you're having a freaking meltdown with your batteries, or your switch gets stuck or something like that, you can easily split it apart and drop your battery out. Easy as that. But usually once you split it apart, the connection stops, so it'll stop firing. And your 18650 sleeve adapter will be in here, and this does look very familiar. If you guys haven't seen the Pulse 80 watt, it comes with the same exact sleeve. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like that, so it is nice knowing, just in case I lose one for one or the other, I have a good spare. And your battery goes positive down. See the little vent hole right there? Your battery will always vent out of the positive, and it goes positive down. See the vent ports is down by the switch of the mod. You put it positive down because, again, if it vents, it's going to vent out of the positive. Now for the switch, go ahead and twist the switch out, and this is actually a really cool switch. Want to make sure your silver plated contact is protruding past that Delrin to make a good solid contact, and to take it out, you just twist that silver plating out. It has these nice little grooves on the side of it. Don't really know if it's going to zoom in there, but it has these nice little grooves on the side so you can get it on and off. And then pull the switch out, and there's magnets in there. And say you want to put apparently it had some dirt or something on that. Say you want to put your spring in there. I'll go ahead and show you that now. Alright, so you want to put your springs in, so you take your magnets out, don't lose them. Put your spring in, and take your top piece, put it back on, and they are square, as you can tell in there, so it doesn't spin, just like so. so. And then you take your silver plate and put it right back on. Or silver plated contact, not silver plate. And then yeah, you just screw that bad boy down. And there you go. Now you have a spring switch if that's what you want. Go ahead and loosen that. And bam, that's actually too loose. Perfect. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more. So you want to make sure it's nice and protruding, but not too far, so your button doesn't get caught sideways and auto fire. Because that happened to me just one time, just once, and it was user error. I loosened my plate a little too far, and it caught. But the way that he has it split down, I had no problems at all. Took the battery out, fixed the switch, been rocking ever since. So we're just going to leave the spring in there for now. Put your switch back in. And I have used it with the spring and the magnets. Personally, user preference, I like it with the magnets better. It just seems like a smoother switch. And then for your beauty ring, you just take it off and you can set the other one on. Here's that O-ring that we were mentioning earlier in the unboxing. The other one is clear. And yeah, goes right on like so. And then positive down with the sleeve. And then, oh, first, before you screw it down, because this is a hybrid connection, you need to screw your Addy on first. The one thing is after you build it, definitely check your 510 and your negative post screw. Make sure those are actually tight. Mine was actually a little loose. So I tightened all my stuff up and I've been golden ever since. Put it on, screw it down, leave a little bit of a gap. See how I got a gap there? Tighten your switch. This is one thing that Bogan said, that this is exactly how this goes together, or you're not going to get a good enough contact and it's not going to hit right. And then tighten it up with the tube, just like so. Pull the cap off, hit the switch, and we got some good vapors. It's pretty dry cotton, but we're going to go in the close-up to that right now. Alright, so here's the RDA. Got the cotton all pulled out of it for you guys. Got a really decent build in there. God, what is up with my autofocus today? Man, the last 2 days this autofocus has been horrible. Okay, so you can tell that we have a massive freaking juice well in here. Let me go ahead and grab some pokies really quick to show you. I mean, look how massive that freaking juice well is. It's got a 9 mil juice well in there, which is fucking huge. It's got some pretty decent sized plates. God, this lighting is just horrible right now. What the fuck? Brighten it up some. Alright, you can see those post holes are fucking massive in this thing. Underside plates, that's what those plates were for. And the one thing that he changed with this RDA, the 1.5 from the first version, was the plates are a little bit bigger. Well, I guess everything is about a 0.5 mil bigger from what he says on his video. I would definitely, if you're looking at getting this, go watch his video. He explains it way, way better than I can. But just coming from a typical reviewer, I don't get sent anything. I don't get to review very much because I am low budget, so I buy everything myself. When you tell this freaking kit was not cheap. Anyways, when I try to put my fucking huge builds in there, like, I had a 3-way parallel going. I had 2 single core Claptons parallel together with a single core or a single 26 gauge in between the 2 Claptons to help it ramp better. Gnarly fucking build. That build should have came to like a 0.12. if that, maybe a 0.11. And because of the different size of leads, it wasn't gripping the 26, and sometimes it wouldn't grip one of the outside Claptons. So it would just sit there and move and get a hard short, and that's why you always build on a regulated box. You never build on your tube if it has a battery in it. If you don't have a battery in it, you can build on it all day, because at that point it's just a stand. But when you get ready to go dry fire it, hot spot it, stuff like that, throw it on a regulated box, something like that, and get it all worked out, and then throw it on your mech. But I think this will work better. This is supposed to be for like your big old fucking aliens, your fused Claptons, and you know, stuff like that, your staggered Claptons. You know, I am not running anything like that yet. I did have some dual core or some fused Claptons I really wish I would have saved for this, but I wasn't knowing that I was going to get this at that time. So yeah, right now we have a parallel 26 gauge, around a 2.5 millimeter bit, and there's 5 wraps, and that's coming to a 0.16, which is actually a pretty fucking rowdy build in here. I really do enjoy that. And I'm not having any issues with it gripping or anything. It's actually gripping really good, so I think it was just my build. It was just having issues because of the different size of leads. So keep that in mind. And then, yeah, these are the big-ass beefy, they look like Phillips heads, and you probably could use a bigger Phillips on it. I just use a flathead on mine, and there's other flatheads in there. The squonk pin has a good area in here. It does raise it up just a little bit, because you don't want, in a squonker, you don't want all of your juice being sucked in, of course. So he left it where it's raised up just a little bit. I mean, of course, we have the solid pin in here because we're running it on the tube. But yeah, that is an option if you want to run it on a squonker. So if I want to run it on the Pulse 80 watt or the Steam Rabbit, something of the sort, I can very well do that. But yeah, so that is the deck of the RDA. He did change some things with the top cap. As you can see here, no longer has a single coil option. Let's go ahead and throw this on. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So you can still close it down like this, which was the same way in the version 1. And he also made it to where you can close down one row at a time. This is the way that I like to vape it. With this build, I've been running it top row closed, bottom 2 wide the fuck open. That's how I've been running it, and it's been a very nice vape. Love the engravings, the Bogan skull with the 2 mech mods as the crossbones. That looks really cool. There's supposed to be tubes. So 2 tubes making the crossbone with the Bogan skull on top, and same thing down here. And he made it where it has a sleeve for the OCD people, where you hate when you throw your new Addy on and your logos don't match up like now. Go ahead and twist the ring and get that nice matchy going on right there. It's part of the reason why I've been using the beauty ring, is just so I don't have to worry about that. I don't really care. Plus it makes it a little bit wider on the bottom, so it's easier for me to grip. Okay, let's see what else. It's got these really cool engravings going on up at the top. I actually really do like those. I kind of wish I would have got the black and copper version of the tube itself. The RDA, I actually like the stainless steel RDA. The black and copper one just comes with a copper cap, and I really do not like that. I'm not a fan of copper caps, just because I heard you really taste the copper, and I already have a bad metallic taste all the time, so last thing I need is to be throwing some copper up there. The drip tips. Man, I love the drip tip that came with this. You can't see it on camera, but there's these really badass sparkles in there, and the beauty ring actually matches the acrylic on the tip, so it actually brings everything together. In my opinion, it makes it just look so nice. Yeah, I think that's it. We went over the airflow, we went over the cap. There's a full stainless steel tube, and oh, one thing I didn't show you guys. This is a very awesome safety feature. On the inside, you have these Delrin looking type of sleeves in there. Mine don't come out. They're very nice and in there, which I actually do like, so I know I can pop my battery out and my sleeve ain't going to fall out. And the same thing on the bottom side is it has this Delrin or whatever liner this is, just in case you didn't inspect your batteries, which I always suggest you do, running them in any type of mech or any mod at all. You want to make sure there ain't no little tiny nicks or crannies or anything. I just had these LG HG2s re-wrapped with my Samsung 25Rs, so I know I'm good to go, but I still always check, just like you should, because last thing you want to do is have a bad accident. But it has that nice sleeve on the bottom also. That way, just in case you miss a little nick or cranny somewhere, you're not going to get a hard short and blow your fucking face off. And then, yeah, I think that is everything on this tube here, guys. Always pull it off, make sure it fires. Yep, fired nice and good. I'm not a fan of that spring. I like the magnets a lot better. That spring gives it a weird, kind of seem like it's trying to catch almost type feeling. It makes it a little bit more rougher, but kind of smoother at the same time. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. So let's go ahead and wake this up, and we will bring it back up top, and we'll talk about it. Alright, so we got it wicked up. We got it juiced up. I did change out to the magnets again, just because I was not liking the way that it was firing with the spring. To me, it just doesn't seem like it hits as hard, and plus I'm kind of liking the magnet feel of it. The button does recess in there depending on what type of batteries you have in here. Right now I'm running LG HG2s, so mine recesses in just a little bit, which is fine because I know I can set it down and it's not going to fire because of the weight of the mod. It's actually a really stiff kind of spring, so it'll be kind of, or magnet, so it'll be kind of hard to get it to fire on anything besides your finger. This battery is actually like half depleted, so I'm not getting as hard of a hit as I would if it was a fully charged battery. I am drinking some Amp energy drink, and I am vaping on, of course, some strawberry limeade. I've been tossing up and down. Sorry, my ankle is itching. On my juices, I've been running straw nanners in here. I've ran Mama San Guava Pop in here. That definitely does taste a little bit better in here. I still think the juice needs to steep a little bit more. It's a very bland flavor type juice. Like, it has some good flavor, I just wish it had more flavor. So I'm trying to steep it and see if that's going to help. Same thing that I had to do with the strawberry limeade. Right before I left Spokane, I got 200 mils of this. So I got 2 bottles of the strawberry limeade, and they're fresh in the store. And apparently they didn't steep long enough because it had a really bad plasticky kind of flavor. After letting it steep for a couple weeks, it came out really nice, and it's been actually almost a month since then, actually, and I'm down one and I'm almost out of this one, as you could tell there. But it is one of my favorite juices running in this Bonza kit right now. It hits hard. I do like the way it hits. I haven't had any issues with my arcing or anything like that. I've been checking the switch, you know, stuff like that. Make sure I'm not getting any arc sparks, because I don't like arcing with my shit. Nobody should, because that's just a good way to freaking blow yourself up. But yeah, I've really been enjoying my time with it. This has actually been my everyday ever since I got it. We got it wicked up with some good old cotton bacon. So it's actually, it just sucks that juice up. And you could just sit there and just vape on this thing. With it starting to go dry, before I changed out that cotton, I was still getting pretty good flavor on it. And that shit was basically like dry. No dry hits, no burning, no nothing. Like, it's just been a very good cotton. And just like I was telling my wife, I think I found my everyday cotton. I am not going back to Japanese pads, especially the ones I got. That was from my old shop. And I put them side by side for my wife, and you could just see all the speckles and the little grains of whatever the hell is in the cotton. You know, if you don't get all that stuff out, it burns very easy, it tastes like crap, and it really affects your juice, actually. Yeah, as you can tell, it's fucking hitting hard. I'm really digging it. I'll throw some little juice on there. But yeah, for the price point, not bad. After I figured out the right builds to throw in the RDA, so I wasn't skipping around my ohms or hot spotting or anything like that, I've been very, very much enjoying my time with it. That's part of the reason why I wanted to redo my last video, is I was pretty irritated with the plates system and everything in it, and then I was sat there and thought about, okay, well, maybe the gauge of the wire is causing an issue, so I threw a basic parallel in here, and it's been great ever since. And I always like to keep my Pulse 80 watt just kind of close by, because I'm not very good at the voltage drop yet, and knowing, you can kind of tell when your mech mod is the battery is running dead, because then it just hits very bland, and especially if it's really, really dead, it takes a long time for it to heat up, which is not a good thing, because then your battery's overworking, and you're probably going to end up venting your battery because you're overworking your battery. But I just throw it in there, and it's about almost time for it to go on the charger. I don't really know if that's going to show up. You can kind of tell that that battery is getting kind of low there. I could probably get a couple more okay hits on it, but I kind of figured, because how bland it was hitting, and I hot spotted the coils. Well, not hot spotted them, but, you know, burnt off the juice and got them ready for re-wicking. So, yeah. I've been very much enjoying my time with it. And it's a very cool RDA, kit, in my opinion. Price point, a little spendy. I probably could have found it cheaper online, but we're not actually going to be in this place very long, because my in-laws are actually getting ready to move, and we're helping them move. So I didn't want it to get lost in the mail and all that crap, so I just went ahead and just bought it from my local shop. So yeah, that's my review on the Bonza kit. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. And Bogan, if you happen to see this video, good job, man. I'm really liking the kit here. It's a couple of things I probably would have changed, but I see where you're going. And the switch, I'm really liking the magnetic connection in the switch. It hits pretty good, and I've never used it on anything but an 18650, so I'm really excited to try it with the 21700. So yeah, good cheers and have a good rest of your day.